The COVID-19 pandemic has affected college students across the country, but for some students and faculty in the arts department, it has been a challenge to stay connected. Art and Graphic Design Department Chair Jonathan Gittleson says reducing class sizes and wearing masks have made it harder for him to engage with his students.
Of course, a lot of students were getting sick or getting quarantined, and so there's a lot of Zoom, or in-person and Zoom teaching at the same time. And I think the biggest thing for me personally has been with masks. I It's a different way of interacting, so I feel like it's harder to read a room. It's a little bit harder to connect.
Learning art in a pandemic has had its benefits for some. Arts education major Riley Young says remote learning allowed her to spend more time on her art rather than having to worry about getting to campus.
I liked remote learning, and I feel like it gave me more time, especially because I commute, so it took out a lot of time for me, and I had a lot of extra time to focus on my art.
Young says she has also learned a lot about how she can implement her skills she learned in college in her future teaching.
In the art department, we're really lucky in that we have a smaller department, and so our faculty kind of can spend a lot of time with us, and I feel like learning those skills one-on-one is like an easily transferable into teaching. Like seeing how they teach can transfer into how I want to teach.
The pandemic's had a huge impact on the arts department and its students for the past 2 years, but that has not stopped them from putting their best foot forward. This has been Jillian Rivers, KSC TV. Keene High School has had a series of behavioral problems recently, including vandalism and fighting. Keene Education Association President Bill Gillard says administrators are holding focus groups with faculty and staff to identify causes and to seek solutions.
Primarily, we're just working to problem solve some issues at the high school. And the high school has been struggling a lot this year because of a number of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons was staffing. Have 2 full-time hall monitors out of anywhere from 4 to 6.
Gillard says one of the consequences of the staff shortage is more students are in study halls than usual. He says that study halls can be filled with up to 100 students at a time, usually occupying space in the cafeteria or auditorium. He says this results in students skipping their study halls, which was the main topic at the focus groups.
We were really trying to say, okay, how can we help these students? Because we know we want all the students to graduate high school. So how can we help them get back to class, which is where we know they need to be. But we just need to do it in a way that's, supportive.
Keene High School's faculty is hard at work making the school a safe place for students again. This has been Jillian Rivers reporting. 2 teenagers are getting credit for saving a man from a burning vehicle on Route 9 Friday morning. The Sentinel reports 19-year-old Vincent Heck and 16-year-old Jake Heck were driving with their mother and sister when they saw sparks underneath an oncoming truck. They then saw the driver swerve and crash into a vertical rock face. The 2 brothers ran to the truck and pulled the driver out moments before the truck burst into flames. The teens monitored the driver's pulse, checked for injuries, and cleaned blood off the man before first responders arrived. Keene Fire says the victim is in stable condition. Cheshire County has the highest gas prices in the state. WMUR reports the average price per gallon in Cheshire County is about $4.07. The state average is $3.99 and the national average is $4.08. Experts say you can do several things to improve your gas mileage. These include avoiding speeding or rapid acceleration, not leaving the car idle for too long, and keeping your tires properly inflated. A link to Cheshire County's Indigenous peoples is on display at Franklin Pierce University. It's a pair of centuries-old dugout canoes found at the bottom of Laurel Lake in Fitzwilliam. The Sentinel reports Franklin Pierce archaeology professor Robert Goodby and anthropology student Michaela Topham are the ones that made the find. The canoes were likely made by Native Americans. Similar canoes have been found in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, also at the bottom of lakes and ponds. The cold weather on Monday brought difficult travel conditions for parts of New Hampshire. WMUR reports that a crash was spotted on Route 101 near Auburn. Later, more vehicles were spotted in the median near Candia. We don't know if there were any injuries from those accidents. Traffic was slow with salt trucks and black ice also present in some areas.